Had a press conference yesterday. When LeBron speaks, the world listens. He had a lot of stuff to say, talking about his health, talking about his contract, talking about what lies ahead for the Lakers. But the thing that everyone really took away is something LeBron has reiterated a couple times before, and he doubled down again yesterday.
Best thing about it is that the year I'll be a free agent will be the same year my oldest son graduates high school. So I'll have some options to see. For me personally, what I want to do forward to be around my family, being around my son more, or continue to play this game that I love, with great health and just great spirit. So we'll see.
LeBron is a dad, and if you're a dad driving around or on Zoom listening to us today, trust that your son, if you have one, knows who Brony James is. That is for sure. Jay, does LeBron have enough gas in the tank to get there and make this father-son a reality?
Yes. The reality is that if Bronny continues to progress, if he gets drafted, say hypothetically he gets drafted in the second round or late first round, you will have teams that will be vying to draft Brony James due to the fact that his father could end his career in that city that Brony James plays. That is a reality, and it's a reality that I know LeBron, if he takes care of business, look, everybody thinks they're going to get one this year. They should at least get two with the talent they have on this team.
Two more, you're saying?
Two more championships. If he's able to get that, you will see LeBron James play with his son somewhere else, or his son come to LA and be a Laker.
Yeah, it's only 3 years from now. It's not like we're talking about 6 years from now. It's 3 years from now. So
that would be 20 years now then in the NBA for LeBron.
He would be 39.
Right. And I'm not doubting LeBron's longevity. I'm just 20 years is a long time to play in the NBA.
Yeah, but even if LeBron was giving you 18, 6 and 3, I mean, you stick around because like Jay Will is saying, you can go. I honestly think it would be the Lakers. It wouldn't be another team because I don't think LeBron wants to move beyond the Lakers in his career. The Lakers would probably either draft him, bring him in, whatever the case may be. But I think he'll be with his son at least 1 year.
And we should mention 18, 6 and 3 is like a career year for most guys in the NBA. That'd be LeBron like sputtering at the end to 18, 6 and 3. I mean, it just goes to
you get 18, 6 and 3, you can get about $50 million a year nowadays.
That's what I'm saying, man. Those are good numbers. I'll take that right now.
Speaking of $50 million a year, James Harden turned that down, of course, as you know, from the Houston Rockets. So this is putting the new head coach, and this guy's worked his whole life to become a head coach, Stephen Silas, in a little bit of a pickle. He did say Harden's absence. Yeah, right? I mean, hey, congratulations, walking right into this. He did say Harden's absence from training camp was a quote-unquote setback, and he would like him here, but he's obviously got to be pretty gingerly talk with the words here. Let's just hear from Silas before the fellas weigh in on what Harden's absence from training camp means.
As far as timetable, there is no timetable as far as I know. And it is a setback. You want your best player to be here. There is a short window, as you've alluded to. As I said yesterday, we're working as if this is the 6th to the 23rd. So there is some time, but it is a setback. I have to be honest and understand that this is a setback, not having one of the best players in the NBA here.
Really?
What have I always said, though? I said, man, the dude don't want to be there. He's not going to come. I don't care what anybody says. It's just athletes, when they put their foot down, that's what it is. Now, you got to make a decision on what you want to do.
Hey, guess
make
what?
A decision.
When things went down with the Lakers, before they made any decisions, who do you think was consulted? LeBron James by Jenny Buss, Rob Pelinka, right? When things went down with the Nets, who do you think they consulted? Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, Joe Tsai. I mean, the owners, they talk. Sean Marks. When things went down in Houston, Tim Fertitta, nobody consulted Russell Westbrook and James Harden. That's why James Harden was with Little Baby this weekend, giving him $100,000 in cash, a $200,000 Rashard meal watch, okay? Pictures of him out. He posted a picture of himself out at a party in Vegas.
No mask.
Going against NBA protocol saying, yo, I'm out, and didn't show up to training camp on Sunday. If that doesn't tell you what's on James Harden's mind, I don't know what else will.
No mask at the party. My invitation to the Little Baby party must have got lost in the middle.
No, you were at the bar. I know your line that you say to people at the bar. You know
Little
what I'm
Baby,
here
you got to
for.
make this up for me next year. This is a travesty.
Little Baby is a hip-hop artist, so people trying to figure out, they're not calling James Harden a little baby. It's a rapper. That's just want to clear that up, right?
One more
Make
piece.
that clear.
And please mask up. James Harden. Please mask up. Last thing I would say, this is important to note. James Harden is under team control for the next 2 years. As Kia said, if I want out, I want out, and the team is going to move me. You don't want that sort of attitude at
No, you
camp every
don't.
day.
And
But I just wanted to mention, he is technically under team control for a couple
I
of years.
get it. Yes, I am under team control, but there's a asset that I have that's no good to me
Right.
because he's in Vegas.
Right.
We're in Texas practicing, and he's in Vegas.
And by the way, Key, the
Stop.
more he does this, the more that the Rockets lose leverage
Yes.
in getting value back for James Harden.
And even if James Harden comes in, let's say he comes in next week, people, players, it's not right. He's doing what he needs to do to get out of there.
Yeah, he's a diminishing asset for the Rockets, not for anybody else. He's
Exactly.
31 years old and he wants
Just move him.
76ers on line one.
Get what you can
Brooklyn
and
Nets
move him. It
on
didn't
line
work
two.
out. You got a lot out of him. He doesn't want to be there. Why put the coach through this?
Yes, Raphael Stone needs to pick up the phone, one of those lines.
Just saying, that's the first thing I said. Ben Simmons and James Harden. Trade. Assets.
that? We saw
Daryl
big-
Morey leaves Houston to go to Philly, brings James with him to Philly if he's able to get it done.
I mean, James flourished the most under Daryl Morey.
Brooklyn's
so that
right there,
certainly
too.
makes sense. And we saw a big player-for-player swap last week. Doesn't mean we can't see another one here coming pretty soon. Those are all superstars. This team is devoid of any.
He's thrown over 50 passes. Hasn't done that throughout the regular season, the entire regular season. They're playing a different style than who they really are. And I tell you, I got 99 problems, and Chase Young is all of them. I mean, he is a beast. Their defense is a beast. I got to tell you, watching the game last night, I always thought, okay, all right, the Steelers are the least scary 11-0 team there is because they played so many games close. They're winning games. I still think Pittsburgh will be just fine. Getting Bud Dupree, he's out for the ACL. That's going to hurt them long term. I still think they will be there at the end of the day. But this Washington football team, Key, is a team with Alex Smith. He's already got comeback player of the year stepping his foot on the field. For him to get through what he's gotten through this year, to play the way he played last night, for their defense to answer the bell the way they did last night, this is a team that will contend for the NFC East along with the New York Giants.
They will contend for the NFC East, which is interesting, right? Considering that the beginning of the season, there was so much conversation around Dwayne Haskins being the quarterback of the team and Ron Rivera switching from him and going to Kyle Allen and then switching from Kyle Allen after he got hurt, passing over Dwayne Haskins, going for a guy that hadn't played football in 2.5 years in Alex Smith. One of the things that I would say, Washington, this is the first game for a Washington football team, and I want to say the other name so bad because it just rolls off my tongue after so many years, that the Washington football team this is the first win against a team with a winning record this season. So it goes to show you where they've been, where they've come from, and how well they're playing. This is a defensive-oriented team led by Jack Del Rio, former head coach of the Raiders and the Jacksonville Jaguars, who's the defensive coordinator here. But they also was not afraid of going into Heinz Field and playing. Number of balls was dropped by the Pittsburgh Steelers wide receivers last night. I mentioned that many times, that they've got to catch the football. They cannot afford to have those type of mistakes. And anytime you look at it, there's a lot of pressure mounting on a team that goes 11-0. Because every time you go 11-0, you go 12-0, you go 13-0, that 16-0 is within sight. And not that the Pittsburgh Steelers were thinking about that, but it certainly was around in the air. There was conversations that was being had, whether it was in the Pittsburgh media or the national media. Big Ben, for the most part, played as well as he could play. He needed help from the other side of the ball. I think losing key members on the defense for them certainly hurt them, and it's a good thing, though, that they've lost. It's a good thing because now you can go on. Teams that have started 11-0, don't steal my note.
Go for it.
Teams that have started 11-0 have gone on. 8 of them have gone on to appear into the Super Bowl. Only 3 have won, but 8 have gone on to appear. And so it's okay to start 11-0. It's not a poo-poo thing.
I hate saying that losing a game is a good thing for a team. I think it helps Mike Tomlin get their attention. I think it's easy to become distracted and lose your sense of urgency each single week. Just like an NBA, every single game when you're winning game constantly, even when you're winning games ugly or barely winning games, you're still winning games. People are still praising you, even though they felt underrated, even though they felt underappreciated. I now think this loss before they go into next week, which is going to be a big time game. I think they play against the Bills, correct?
Sunday night.
Sunday night. Now Mike Tomlin has their attention because he's been preaching this the last couple of weeks, by the way.
Last couple things to say. I will give you one stat to match your stat, which is this is important to note that as of this morning, as of this very second, the Pittsburgh Steelers still do have the #1 overall seed in the AFC. They do have the same record as the Kansas City Chiefs with regards to the loss column as they dropped their first yesterday. And obviously the Chiefs have that loss to the Raiders. But for the moment, by virtue of a better conference